Hi, I'm Angie. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make chocolate caramel bars. They're very delicious with just fantastic ingredients, so let's get started. The first thing I've done is preheated the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've greased a 9x13 pan. Now there's a few steps to these bars because they're made in layers, so don't be afraid, but we've got a few steps to go. So let's start with the crust. The first thing I've got in this bowl is 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And I'm going to add a half cup of packed brown sugar. And I've got a half a cup of butter. And I'm going to use a pastry blender to cut those together. You just want it to be sort of crumbly, like the texture of oatmeal, and no big lumps of butter in there, but you're not creaming it. When the butter gets all lumpy on the pastry blender, I just use a knife to scrape it off and continue cutting it through. You can also do this with your hands. That's the consistency you're going for. Now I'm just going to press it into the bottom of the pan. And we're going to bake this at 350 for about 12 to 15 minutes. You just want it to be golden. Okay, I'll pop that in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes and then we'll go on with the rest of the recipe. Okay, here's our crust, nice and golden. The next step, we're going to sprinkle over 2 cups of coarsely chopped pecans. And 1 cup of flaked coconut. Sprinkle that right over. And I've got 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. So that's not regular milk, not evaporated milk, that's sweetened condensed milk. It's very thick. We're just going to pour this all over the pan. Now I'm going to pop this back in the oven for another 25 to 30 minutes or until it's set. And you'll want to use a rubber scraper to get all that milk out of there. Okay, so I'll pop this back in the oven for another 25 to 30 minutes and then we'll go on with the next step. Okay, that layer is done. Now we're just going to let this cool on the rack for about 10 minutes, and while we do that we're going to go ahead and make the topping. Okay, to make the topping in this small saucepan I've got 227 grams of caramels that are unwrapped, and that equals about 31 caramels if you're counting. I like to use the Crust caramels, they're the best kind. I'm going to put that over very low heat, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of milk. You can use milk or light cream. So you just want to stir this continually over low heat until the caramels melt, and then we're going to drizzle it all over the bars. So this is going to take a while. Okay, that took almost the full 10 minutes to melt the caramels, which is just the right amount of time for the base to cool anyway. So now we're just going to drizzle that all over the base. I think someone's definitely going to want to lick the spoon after this layer. Okay, and once the caramel is spread, I'm going to sprinkle over 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And that's it for the chocolate caramel bars. You want to let them cool completely before you cut them into squares. The recipe says it yields 4 dozen squares, so it's up to you how big or small you want to cut them. So thanks for watching, and I hope you try some chocolate caramel bars.